that shows kind of about the song itself, that feeling of being stuck kind of in quarantine. It's like we're stuck in this chord loop. Having it resolved back to minor, it's because there isn't a resolution yet. Hey guys, Andrew Berg here. I'm a jazz musician and teacher. Welcome to this episode of Down the BTS Rabbit Hole. In this video, I'm reacting to a solo song by Jungkook entitled Still With You.
Who's with me? I.
So this has probably been the most consistently requested song after Lie, which I reacted to last week, which was a Jimin solo. Every single video I've posted so far, I've had a large number of comments that have recommended the song to me. During the reaction, I'll be reacting to a lyric video, and I'm also going to have the dual set lyrics up the entire time. I wasn't able to find a live performance of the song at all, so I'll just be doing the lyric video today, talking about the lyrics, talking about the music, kind of going through the song and breaking it down a little bit. Before we get started, if you'd like to follow my journey on the BTS rabbit hole, just please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can feed the YouTube algorithm. Alright, let's get started.
날 스치는 그대의 옅은 그 목소리 내 이름을 한 번만 더 불러주세요 알아버린 너의 나를 멈춰서 있지만 그대 향해 한 걸음씩 걸어갈래 Still with you
Okay, so far this is really interesting. Sounds like it's like a rain falling in the background, and then his voice kind of has this like distorted quality to it, but it's a very like hushed kind of sound. It's definitely getting in the right vibe, right? This song is definitely like kind of feel like you're like in a a coffee house maybe. It's raining outside. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting right now from it. But look at that kind of like interlude section that I stopped during. I was really cool. The kind of like piano in the background, definitely getting the jazz vibes that everyone was talking about. It's interesting. And actually, the chord progression so far has been a lot of like repeating. The same like 3 or 4 chords are repeating throughout. And I have a theory as to what that is. I want to listen to a little bit more before I talk about it too much. But I think it even backs up more the fact that this is definitely like jazz influenced. Okay, so as I said before in my Singularity video, I am by no means any master when it comes to lyrics or anything. I don't really know too much about lyrics. But that being said, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see how I can relate what the lyrics are doing with what the music is doing itself. So what the lyrics I've said so far. So we have, your faint voice that brushes past me. Please call my name just one more time. Though I'm standing under the frozen sunset, I will walk towards you one step at a time. Still with you. Okay, so already the lyrics kind of match the vibe that I'm getting. Meaning that this is a very kind of like soft, kind of like intimate kind of song is the kind of impression I'm getting so far. It's talking about like a faint voice brushing past. That's a very like intimate kind of lyric. And then call my name just one more time, standing under a frozen sunset, and then I will walk towards you. Still with you. So considering that everyone says that the lyrics are not what they seem on every song, it seems like, for BTS, I'm going to assume that this is not going to be kind of the obvious thing about a relationship. I'm assuming it has some deeper meaning to the song. As we go through it more, see if I can figure out what that is. But yeah, let's keep on going. Let's see what happens after this kind of like piano interlude that's going on.
조명 하나 없이 익숙해지면 안 되는데 그게 더 익숙해 마지막이 들리는 이 에어컨 소리 이거라도 없으면 나 정말 무너질 것 같아 함께 웃고 함께 울고 이 단순한 감정들이 내겐 전부였나 봐 언제쯤일까 다시 그때 마주 앉다면 눈을 보고
First of all, I love the background music that's going on right now. I know it's very, very simple, but having an acoustic bass, having piano, the brushes on the drums, that's really cool. That's definitely something that is yeah, I like it a lot. But let's look at the lyrics really quick, because I'm starting to get a picture. I have a theory as to what it's about. Let's go through the lyrics really quick. Okay, it says, "In the dark room without a single lighting, though I shouldn't be used to it, it feels familiar again. This little noise from the air conditioner. If I don't even have this, I think I'll break down. Laughing together, crying together, these simple emotions, perhaps they were everything to me. When would it be? When I meet you again, I'll look into your eyes and tell you I've missed you." Okay, so I have my theory. And I haven't looked it up yet. I'm looking it up in just a second, but I haven't looked it up yet. My theory is that this song was written probably last year, which is why I can't find any live performances of it yet, because it was during, everything that happened last year. So my theory is that he wrote this talking about kind of his feelings of being like in quarantine, and talking about like hearing the AC and that kind of being. I kind of picture it as like the only interaction he had, like this, like a sound just to keep him going, kind of thing. They're talking about meeting someone face to face again. That's my theory. But I'm gonna look up real quick when the song was written. And it was released June 4th, 2020. Okay, so there we go. That looks like that's what it is about, which is really cool that he wrote a song. I feel like it's probably actually June 4th. So that would have been, that's kind of like Infesta time, right? That's what Infesta was this year, at least. Or approximately when it was. I wonder if he wrote this to Army. I wonder if he wrote this as like, his own feelings of wanting to get out and perform and everything. But, writing it really kind of for Army, for Festa and stuff. I don't know. It's my theory. I think it's a pretty good theory so far. Yeah, let's stick with that for now. So there's a trumpet, like way back in the mix, doing an improvised solo over that kind of interlude kind of section. Where we had a piano solo in the first interlude, now we have a trumpet solo here, which is really, really cool. Okay, I'm taking a break right now from the lyrics, talk about the background music that's going on in the song and the chords and everything. So like I was thinking, this song has only a few chords in it, but they're not your typical like pop song chords. They're something that fits a lot more closely with jazz. So it sounds like what they call a 2-5-1 progression. Now, without getting too into the music or anything, basically what it means is that it's a series of chords that have a very nice resolution. You have a minor chord, which kind of builds up some tension, the dominant chord, which is really adding even more tension to it, and then it would land into a major chord, which would resolve that tension. But I don't think it's exactly that simple. And the reason I would even know, the reason I would recognize a 2-5-1 is because this is the most common chord progression in jazz. I would wager to bet any song that you can think of and any song that you can't think of in jazz has a 2-5-1 somewhere in it. I think this has a kind of a twist on that chord progression though. Instead of it being a minor chord followed by a dominant chord followed by a major chord, I have a feeling that it is a little bit different than that. I think it's dominant chord back to a minor chord to a minor chord. Not positive on that, but I think that's what I'm getting so far. So just to give a little bit of feedback, minor chords are usually associated with kind of more kind of like sadder kind of sound. Major is usually a happier sound, and a dominant chord is kind of in between. But a dominant chord almost always leads back into major because it has a lot of tension in the chord that leads to the major chord. Don't want to, again, go too far into the music theory of it, but that's the basic idea. One thing I think is interesting about that is since we do have a dominant chord going back into a minor chord is what I think is happening. I think it also kind of fits with what the song is doing, because it's kind of on this on this loop of these three chords, which is not really typical jazz to just have three chords on loop. But to me, that shows kind of about the song itself, that feeling of being stuck kind of in quarantine. It's like we're stuck in this chord loop. Having it resolved back to minor, it's because there isn't a resolution yet. As far as when the song was written and released in June of last year, everything was still, it was getting worse really by the day. There was no sign of it getting any better. So I think that kind of ties with that as well, of having this, we have this tension, and then we're kind of back into this minor sound again, which is kind of how you'd be feeling in that moment, again, last June. I think how a lot of us were feeling when we were, locked down and everything. It's a really cool, clever thing. It's hard to go into so much detail about the chords on that. Since these chords seem to be repeating the entire way through so far, I figured it's a good time to talk about it. Okay, let's listen to more of the song. Again, I'll look at more of the lyric stuff as we go forward.
언젠가 아침이 오는 걸 알면서도 별처럼 노을 하늘에 머물고 싶었어. 하루를 그 순간을 이렇게 될 걸 알았다면 더 담아뒀을 텐데 언제쯤일까 다시 그때 마주한다면 눈을 보고 말할래요. 보고 싶었어요. 황홀했던 기억 속에 내 홀로 춤을 춰도 비가 내리잖아. 이 안개가 걷힐 때쯤 젖은 발로 달려갈게. 그때 날 잡아줘.
Okay, that was cool as well, because in that interlude, instead of having the piano solo or the trumpet solo, we had his kind of solo, I guess I'll call it. I kind of like that a lot, really, because it leads more from one section to the next than two. It's not really like a break in between. Okay, I'm not 100% sure with the lyrics, so I'm going to start in a spot that I'm pretty sure it's the right spot, at least it's pretty close to it. Give us something to talk about. So it goes, because that moon looked lonely, because it looked like it's crying bright in the night sky, knowing that the morning would come sometime, I still wanted to stay in your sky like a star. That day, that moment, if I had known that it would be like this, I would have kept more of them in my memories. When would it be when I meet you again? I'll look into your eyes and tell you, I've missed you. So at this point, I'm like 99% sure that this is about what I was saying about being, locked up and everything last year. That's amazing, though. He didn't even think about having a song like this, right? You can think about, like, missing your fans so much. You're getting so used to being on, I'm assuming, like, world tours and everything all the time. And, being so connected with everyone and then not having that. That's such a, impactful thing, I think, in your life. So that's incredible that he thought about doing this and having this song to kind of reflect those emotions that he was feeling about it. Okay, it was cool having the last chorus of the song. I don't really want to even call it a drop chorus, which means that they took out the background music and everything, which it is. But it's really more just a repeating of the very first time of the chorus, which is the very beginning of the song. Which is really kind of cool to have it end where it begins, which again, I think fits in with what the lyrics are saying and everything about the meaning behind the song. kind of that like, well, we're still where we're at kind of thing. Before we actually get into the lyrics, I'll talk about, I noticed that he's talking about a beautiful purple color in there, which is great call out. Purple, Army. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this theory that this is about last year and missing his fans and everything. Let's go through the lyrics though and just, kind of finish it up and everything, go through this. So we have, in the memories of entrancing moments, even if I dance alone, it still rains. When this fog gets lifted up, I'll run to you on my wet feet. Hold me then, behind your faint smile looking at me. I like to paint a beautiful purple color. Even if our steps might be in different frequencies, I'd like to walk on this path with you, still with you. So I really think that's what the song is about, is, again, he really misses his fans, wants to get back out to performing, wants to just be with his fans again and just, meet them again and everything that goes along with it. I loved this feel, this kind of like coffee house jazz kind of vibe. In fact, that actually has real instruments in it. Let's be honest, like pop music doesn't do that often. Most of the time, if they have any kind of instruments in it, it's not going to be an actual person playing that instrument. It's going to be some kind of effect added in later, or it's going to be, a keyboard that emulates like a trumpet sound or something. The fact that they actually had, it actually had like a piano, not a keyboard. The fact that they had the brushes on the drums and they had the acoustic bass in the background, just adds to the vibe of this song so much more. And I think it really kind of cements it in this style, which is amazing. And it's so cool. And I love this style. This is something that I really honestly listen to in my free time, is this kind of music. Thanks for watching. My name is Andrew Berg, and if you like this video and want to join me on this trip down the BTS rabbit hole, just please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time I post. Until next time.